Hi, I'm composer Tim Isham, and I'm going to talk to you about this piece, Leviathan. I'm recording this during the COVID-19 quarantine, and so, my hair is, well, like this. So that explains that. So Leviathan is a piece, it's, the publisher Kendor actually asked me to write, they wanted a 0.5 piece, as a lower than grade 1 level piece. So it's got to be all on the D and A string for cellos, violas, and violins, and simple rhythm like quarter notes and eighth notes, and maybe some half notes. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. There's not a single half note. It's all quarter notes and eighth notes, eighth note pairs even. There are a few rests in there too. When they asked me to write this, I was teaching middle school at the time, and so I didn't have a group to write for. I prefer to write for a group if I can. So I talked to some of my colleagues that work in my district, and I said, "Hey, I need to write this piece. What do you want? What kind of features do you want in a 0.5 piece?" And they said, "Well, let's talk about it." And they talked about it, and they got back to me, and they said, "Well, this is what we want. We want a piece that features the skip that goes from one finger on the A string to 3 fingers on the D string for a violin or a viola, right? So it goes like that. It sounds great. Let's do it. I just started with a few notes that would do that. So I set it up. I just say, let's set this up. I'll go 1, get the 3 there, so your 3 is nice and solid, and then I said, let's bring the 1 over to the A string, and we'll leave the 3 there. During the open A, you can be tunneling the 3, bring your 1 over, so your 3 can stay there. That's how it works. And you could do it again, just so in case you missed it the first time, maybe you can get it the second time. So that I put the rhythm on it, and then I wrote a whole piece around that. The other thing I did in this piece, I'm continuing on my mission to write pieces that have bass parts that aren't super boring, right? So I wrote this part for the basses. I wrote this melody after I wrote that violin thing I just showed you. I wrote the bass parts down here. I gave the basses a little solo. This room is really small. Camera up a little bit. There we go. I wrote this. We're going to start with E's. We have B. There's that interval again. But no, on the bass it's just a 4 open, 4 open. Super easy on the bass. And then we go up to third position. Then we go over down a 4th again, but we're going down on the D string. We can just stay there, get the C sharp. We have a rest, and we go back to. So that's the bass melody that I wrote for the basses to do, and everybody, the bass and cellos do that together. Everybody kind of clears out of the way for the basses and plays a supporting role there in that spot. All right, I'm back. So then, of course, if I give that tune to the basses, then, I guess I got to give it to the violins too at some point. Kind of splits off. Violins and cellos and basses kind of take turns here. At 21, the basses and cellos have the E, so they play, and then the violins, and then the cellos and basses have the D. Is it a D? And then the violins and violas have. So they have the open, the 3 to the open, 3 to the open, and then bass and cellos have the C sharp, and then the violins, that 1 3 1 3, the G B G B G again. That happens again, and so it happens that 1 to the 3 happens over and over in this piece. First time it gets set up with a scale, and then we kind of tunnel it. And the second time it just comes out. You have a little bit of rest to get ready, and then just comes out of the blue there. So if you want to drill that skill, that B to the G, the 1 to the 3, for violins, violas, for cellos, it's the 1 to the 4. B to the G. This piece has it all over the place. It's got that, it uses, I call it the hamburger cheeseburger rhythm, or the run pony stop pony, or whatever you call it. The quarter 2/8, quarter 2/8. The teachers I wrote this for asked for that rhythm instead. They said, we have enough pieces that have Mississippi hot dog. Give us something different. We want run pony stop pony. So there it is. Couple of Mississippi hot dogs thrown in for good measure. But that's the piece. That's Leviathan. I hope you give it a try. Hope you like playing it. And thanks for watching.